I will now recognize Mr. Issa for 5 minutes to speak on his legislation. Mr. Issa.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Fernandez. This is an important hearing, and I appreciate your holding it here today, and I appreciate your welcoming Councilman Luker. The Pechanga tribe of Native Americans are one of 21 tribes or bands in my district, but they stand out because for more than 25 years they have reinvested the revenues from their other income into acquiring tribal land with significant ancestral linkage. Almost 25 years ago, they acquired the great oak, a massive tree that still stands in the district that represents a place in which the indigenous people of this region more than 1,000 years ago began gathering, and until they were taken out by the Spanish, they roamed throughout this area. Since the reacquisition of that land and an additional more than 2,000 acres of BLM land, the federal government has gotten a windfall. They have areas that are now well maintained at the expense of the tribe, and the community has taken full advantage of an enhanced capability. At the same time, the tribe has continued to do their research and evaluation into these tribal lands, finding additional linkage for both this band and others. H.R. 5682 seeks to bring an additional 1,200 acres of BLM land that currently actually costs the federal government. This is BLM land that is not being used for grazing or any other economic purpose, and in fact, the tribe is taking on the responsibility of maintaining it, where BLM not only has the responsibility but has not been meeting the responsibility. And I want to make that point very clear. We have a track record for Pechanga of their taking land and doing a better job at their own expense than we, the federal government, were willing to or able to do. This mountain, though, as it is being put back together in tribal land, does have centuries of history for the tribe, much of which has been documented. But as a result of this going back into trust, more will be documented. The reality is this is a tribe that spans 2 counties now that has the support of both of the counties and the adjacent cities, and in fact has been one of the best members of the community to include, and I want to particularly thank council member who's here. At their own expense, they built one of the finest fire departments anywhere in the area. And for this additional land, in addition to their existing tribal land, they represent a first responder not only on tribal land, but in all the adjacent communities. In Fallbrook and other areas, we desperately depend on what the tribe has been willing to and able to do at their own expense. So in past, we've had a pretty straightforward transfer. I expect that we will probably have the same in the Senate. But I did want to thank the committee because this has been the forward-leaning committee to recognize that uniquely the Native American people of California under the Spaniards lost all of their land. And not until Ulysses S. Grant did they begin getting back their land. And so our tribes are different than some others where they have vast history, but they're having to reacquire it. And this is particularly true of Pechanga and Agua-Caliente and other regional tribes in Southern California. So I want to thank you for your holding the hearing so that hopefully we can move this bill in this Congress and return this land to a better keeper for it. And with that, I yield back.
The gentleman yields.